I guess I never said, used the expression finger on the special place with Rachel before until this weekend.
It's so funny because it's like a classic, but
Yeah.
it's a pre-recording
It's been around
classic.
forever.
We've had our finger on the special place since 1992.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and I'm, I guess, in a yelling mood this week. And and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hey, Hannah. Notice how Ben is no longer able to go first anymore after last
No.
week. Blew it. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
He fumbled it.
Well, I'm very
Fumbled it.
comfortable
Fumbled it.
in this position of not going first.
Yeah, you have a whole system. I feel like you can't just change it up on us.
That's on me,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. We rely on our habits and patterns.
And patterns and habits.
And patterns. We rely on our habits.
We rely on our Pabbits blue ribbons.
Oh, that's very good. That was very good.
I got a question for you, Erin.
Hey, Hannah, what's up?
Erin, what are you drinking?
Oh, well, great. I'm drinking 2 Spindrifts. Can we go into Spindrift Corner right now? Can you just do like a little bling to demarcate
Okay.
Spindrift Corner?
Do you want to sing a theme song, and I'll put a pling at the end of it?
It's Spindrift Corner. I'm drinking 2 Spindrifts. I'm drinking a raspberry lime Spindrift, and then I've got one on the backup, lemon Spindrift. Spindrift, which is my favorite. Have you guys had the black tea Spindrift?
No.
It's just black tea?
No, it's like half, it's like their thing.
Yeah.
It's like their whole shtick is in place. I think it's like half of the lemon
Yeah.
and then half like black tea, so it's unsweetened.
Mm-hmm.
It's super tasty.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Spindrift should be our podcast sponsor.
We would totally, I would sell Spindrift for the whole podcast. I would talk about Spindrift between every session.
I
You
know.
could sell the shit out of Spindrift.
The whole podcast
just-
would be one big long Spindrift ad.
If Spindrift sponsors us, we'll do Spindrift Corner. Every week we'll rename our podcast Spindrift Corner.
Yeah. Totally. Whatever. Who cares? And also, I know for a fact that like half the people that listen to this show every week are like trained like dogs, that the minute you say Spindrift, they all go out and grab one / buy them.
I know it.
Already.
Here's what we'll do. We'll keep our podcast format. We'll still do our upfront banter, which is, really some of our most quality work. And then each of us will have an obsession, but our obsession will be a different Spindrift. And that'll just be like every week.
Should I tweet
Yeah.
at them?
Yeah, I think you should. Maybe you should tweet at them when the episode comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. They have liked my tweets before when I've mentioned them, so they'll probably
Great.
see it.
We're gonna be cheap to sponsor, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not gonna be...
Just send us a case of Spindrift, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. I'll take the black tea Spindrift. Thank
That
you.
one's really, really good.
I would like a mix.
I'll take any new flavor. I'll talk about it for hours.
Yeah. Oh, they should do a ginger.
That's
How dope would that be?
so nice.
So dope.
So nice.
So anyway, that's what I'm drinking. What is whoever's next
I
drinking?
think
It's
it's
Ben.
me.
Yeah.
It's
I
Ben!
knew it.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Icing water and ginger ale, my new classic.
Nice, classic.
Classic.
Except
Ben.
I'm out of ginger ale.
Oh,
So
it's-
you just drink that
It's
right
just
up.
icing water now.
How dope would that be if you had a Spindrift ginger?
It would be so good. I would
See,
drink.
it's
I would
already
drink
happening. So I got a question. When you say icing water, do you get the same visual that I get, which is like cake icing
it. Yes.
in
Yes,
water?
I do.
Okay.
I get like a royal icing.
Okay. Just like
image.
drizzled in.
Yeah,
So,
because
like, the
royal icing
same.
is just water and sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That would
Yeah,
be.
I imagine icing dissolving in my water while I drink
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And as you can see, that is what I have here.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I don't think I realized this. You were not joking. You're drinking icing dissolved in
yeah.
water.
It's just as I visualized, and also Hannah did.
Yeah, I would say, that's why I say ice water sometimes, and I say icing water other times. They're different things.
Different drinks.
You're
Hannah.
like that guy from Men in Black.
Imagine how awesome it would be if you were drinking a Spindrift icing.
Egger. You're like
water.
Egger. Yeah, an icing
I'm
Spindrift.
just like Egger.
Yeah, Hannah, great reference.
Nice
Great,
pull, nerd.
super relevant reference. I do know who you're talking about.
Thank you.
Who the fuck is
Everybody
Egger?
does. It's not actually Egger. It's an alien in an Egger suit, and he's
It's like it's from like the beginning of the
the one
movie.
who wants just like sugar and water.
yeah.
Yes, okay. The guy he's an alien wearing Egger's skin.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
It's Egger.
Okay, yeah, no, we've established that.
I'm impressed that you I remembered that when she said something, but my brain didn't just have that handy for. Why did your brain have that handy for you?
Well, because that quote is so classic. I wouldn't remember his name except for the actress who's so wonderful when they go to interview
Who's
her.
in some other stuff.
Whose name we cannot remember.
Men in Black. It's actually Edgar, but she calls him Egger. And where's the clip?
Here come the Men in
Oh,
Black.
he's so freaky looking.
Yeah, he's a creep.
Oh, it's Vincent D'Onofrio, actually. Before he's...
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So Hannah just pulled a 1997 movie quote from her brain vault. Just boom, had it, top of mind.
Yeah. Edgar wife. Please show me this quote. Okay, the actress, her name... The character's name was Beatrice, and the actress' name... Siobhan Fallon Hogan.
Siobhan?
Yeah.
That where's the V in this? Is that the name?
That's how you pronounce that, yeah.
I don't know that.
It's Irish, I think.
Siobhan. Wow, I never knew about that.
I'm dropping all kinds of knowledge bombs on you today.
Jesus.
Hang on, I think
How do you know this?
I have
Anyhow.
seen that movie a lot of times.
What are you drinking, Hannah?
Whoa.
Holy frickety moly.
Sometimes you gotta cough. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Sometimes you gotta do it, and then that's what you do. Alright. I'm drinking my delicious handmade Soda Stream seltzer.
Have you gotten more of the good bubbly stuff?
Yes, I did.
Hey,
here's a fun fact from our next bubbly sponsor, SodaStream. If you bring the empty canisters to a place where you can exchange them, which you can find on their website, like a lot of Staples you can, which is where I take mine, you can get half off the new canisters. Normally they're $30, but you can get them for $15.
That is half of 30.
Wow.
Yes.
Confirmed.
I should have made you guess.
I quickly crunched those numbers, and I indeed came out with the same numbers you did. Wow.
Yeah. That's my
Wowzer.
first drink. My second drink, you can't see, because... well,
I can see the cup.
you, the listener, can't see any of them, but
dark.
This is it is dark. It's tart cherry juice with a little bit of seltzer in it.
Imagine if you were drinking a Spindrift tart cherry juice right now.
That's
get the balance just right.
That's a great idea. They should do that.
Yeah.
Put us on
Thank you for
product development team and let us do your official sponsor podcast, please.
We're the official sponcast of Spindrift.
We'll change our name to the Spindrift Show about Spindrift stuff.
The Spindrift Show about Spindrift stuff.
So,
welcome to Way Few Spindrift. Welcome to Too Few Spindrifts.
So I have a little, a long-term listener update.
Okay.
Hold on.
You have a little long-term listener update.
It's a little update. It will be most interesting to long-term listeners.
A little update for our long-term listeners.
Oh, I thought
And
you
for
meant that you had an update on a long-term listener.
No. So, spring is here again, here in 2019.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung in the year of our Lord 2019.
Super Bloom is in full effect. in Southern
really?
California.
Oh.
There's flowers everywhere.
Well, we haven't done a weather update in a while.
Nice, yeah.
Erin has the weather in North Carolina.
I have weather here. There's weather here.
Great. So, so it's getting to be like, planting season again, and Ian and I are kind of, we're kind of walking the garden a couple of weeks ago when things were just starting to, sort of turn green. And we noticed that despite the fact that we completely sort of let the garden go wild again towards the end of the summer when it was just like too hot to deal with it, a lot of the stuff that we planted last year that we were so excited about, is totally coming back. It's like
awesome,
really exciting. Like this
you came
is like
correct with regards to your backyard.
You came correct,
you did.
And it came correct back to us. So
it came correct back.
So like, mom, my mom, she always talks about gardening as like, fun and experimental, but it felt very high stakes last year. And this year, seeing things come back, it really made me realize like this is kind of what she meant. Is like every year you're building upon what you did in the previous year. And not everything came back, but like a lot of it did. So now we're like looking at where the gaps we can fill. Maybe what do we want to like try to level out and stuff like that. Like we're able to move on to a next thing rather than just like redoing stuff we did last year. So it's exciting.
That's so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of long-term listeners and your mom, looks like we got an email from her.
We did. gmail.com.
Gmail.
I love it.
Spindrift.com. I don't know if that's even their website.
Gmail Spindrift. Probably not.
Spindrift.com is not Spindrift's website.
What is their website?
Their Twitter is Spindrift Fresh.
Spindrift Fresh.
Oh, that is it?
.com. Ooh, they have a lime. I haven't had that one before.
That's new, right?
Yeah.
See, this is how we'll do it. It's called like diegetic advertising or something. We'll just pepper it in throughout and you won't even know you're listening to advertising. It's very dishonest. So
it's great.
I got this email open. It's from Aunt Brown, longtime listener, not many time writer. It's called Ground Truth. That's hard to say. Ground Truth Project.
You did it.
Thank you.
Ground Tooth Prod Frack.
See, it's hard.
Tooth.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
That's it. That's all I got.
Hi, WayTooBroad people. Love you guys as always. Kisses and hugs all around. Thanks. We love you too. Kisses and hugs.
Thanks, we love you too. Kisses and hugs all around.
I know that you are all podcast enthusiasts, so I wondered if any of you have heard of Ground Truth Project. I think the guy who does this is Boston-based, and I've heard him interviewed on various under-the-radar, behind-the-curtain topics. Maybe more political than is your taste, but very much reminds me of how Reply All kind of digs into those things that you may have been wondering about in the back of your minds. For some time, I've been confused in a vague but an increasingly alarmed way about why evangelical Christians and Israel seem joined at the hip these days. Money just flows from us to them. We moved our embassy in Israel to please them. I've heard some end of days talk, and there's our VP Pence right in the middle. So I found myself drawn in by this episode, particularly given talk of impeachment. Long story short, I recommend you take a look at Ground Truth Project, even if this topic doesn't grab you. And the episode that she's recommending is, we'll post a link in the show notes and on Twitter, The End of Days, How Christian Zionism is Transforming U.S. Policy in the Middle East. Bye for now, keep up the great work. Love, Aunt Brown.
Thanks, Aunt Brown.
Thank you for the recommendation. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to.
Nor have I. Did you say that was a Gimlet joint?
I don't think it's a Gimlet joint. It's a WGBH joint.
Ah.
So
a Boston joint. Point?
A Boston
joint. Boston joint is what I meant.
Ground Tooth in Boston.
That's Boston's nickname, the old Ground Tooth.
Ground Tooth.
The old Ground Tooth. I'm going to the old Ground Tooth next week for a baseball game.
Oh,
nice.
Man, you're so lucky. Those seats are so good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cuddle time, I think.
It's Como.
Hey,
this is Como Cuddle Corner.
Hello, sweetie.
Imagine if there was a Como Spindrift.
Como should sponsor our podcast.
He does. Sorry
He
if I'm
does?
distant, but I've got cuddles to do.
It's okay. Priorities first.
Priorities first. What's everybody's upfront
Priorities
stuff?
first.
I have an upfront thing.
What is it?
Following up on last week for the listener is that I had my story slam and I won.
Yay! Woo!
The whole thing.
Congratulations!
She's the champion.
Thank you. I was so thrilled.
I forgot that we hadn't talked about that on the podcast yet. I'm sorry, Erin. I failed you.
Oh, no, that's okay. I brought it up. So I'm hoping that it was definitely filmed, and I'm hoping that it will be produced into a video at some point. At which point we'll share it out. But yeah, it was such a fun night. There were 9 storytellers, including me, and I went last, which was awesome. And then just
killed
the whole
it.
thing.
Took it all home.
It was very fun. Very fun.
You won a hippo? Is that what the trophy is?
Yeah, but I don't actually have it because
You lost it?
Yeah, I already lost it. Yeah, the trophy is a hippo, and when he was like purchasing it from his supplier, aka Amazon.com, it arrived and looked perfect, except it was a miniature. So it's being reshipped, and then I'll get it. So I got to pose with. There was one donated from last year's winner, just for the show the show, and I got to pose with it, and then I had to give it back.
Oh,
So that was anticlimactic, but that's not the real
that's not why you
prize.
did it.
Right? So it was really fun. It was really great.
That's awesome. I'm
Congratulations.
so
Yeah.
happy for you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear your
Thanks.
story.
Thank you. Yeah, one funny detail that I will mention is that I didn't mention it on pod last week. So at pod last week, we spoke the night before the show, and I had called Sarah at about 7 p.m. that night and told her my story, my best friend Sarah, and she listened to it. She was like, "Yeah, that's not it," and gave me some feedback, which was very annoying, but I was like totally awesome. I was annoyed by it. It wasn't annoying. I was annoyed by it because it was like 7 p.m. the night before, but I also knew she was right. And so, I had to like redo it. So I think I was listening back to the podcast when I was talking about it. You guys were like, "How are you? Are you done your story?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm working on it." I was still like, I just like revamped it completely. But it was worth it. I feel really grateful for her. I feel like that's why you have, friends who just tell it to you like it is. And don't coddle you.
Yeah.
So I was very appreciated. Shout out to Sarah if you're listening.
Big shout out to Sarah. Thanks for saving the
Spindrift
day.
is for you, this crisp, delicious Spindrift.
Spindrift shout out to Sarah.
This shout out sponsored by Spindrift.
Yeah.
I have an update, an upfront.
Sup, Dave.
I think, yeah, I PB'd since our last recording.
Hey, by a lot, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Flip.
By a lot again.
That's a lot of peanut butter,
That's a lot
Ben.
of peanut butter. I PB'd by 7 minutes, and then I went to the Cheesecake Factory and got peanut butter cheesecake.
Shit.
I was
Yeehaw.
watching when Ben PB'd.
Oh, that's right, because I was streaming at
Wow.
a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
I was hiding in the Cheesecake Factory watching him eat PB cheesecake.
I
Wow.
honestly think that streaming earlier helped a lot because normally I don't have time to until like 9 my time, and then I ends up being pretty late by the time I actually get a run going and then finish a run. And so my execution falls off because I'm tired. And the last Saturday I was like, you know what? I'm not really doing anything. I have time. I'm just going to stream now. And fucking PB'd by a lot. And I don't think I didn't really make like any huge mistakes. I hit like a couple optional trainers, but I'm now 14th place on the leaderboard.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Wow, Ben,
Yeah,
that's
moving
great.
up.
The mind was fresh.
He's gonna be the very best, like no one ever was.
You know it.
Yeah. It was funny because when I logged in, Kylie was, it was like 4:30 your time when I first like joined the stream, and Kylie was already on your, Twitch chat, like bugging you to go to Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, she wanted. It was like 5 p.m. and I was
That's
like,
awesome.
It was really funny because it was like 5 p.m. and she just wanted to go, and I was like, I'll go as soon as this run dies. And then that was my PB, so it was like another 2 hours.
I feel like that's the secret key.
Yeah.
It's like not the afternoon, but it's like Kylie bugging you to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I feel like that's your secret sauce.
Yeah, she said that
that's your secret peanut butter sauce.
She said that she was the reason I PB'd because I went faster so we could go to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she's
So
right.
shout out to all the people in our lives that make us better.
Uncongratulations to you, Ben. Congratulations fully to Kylie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I almost called her Katie like 2 times in my head. I was like, congratulations to Katie. No, her name's not Katie. To Katie. No, her name's not Katie. What's her name? Kylie. Wow.
You didn't have to tell us any of that. Like, you totally, like, navigated that fine. It was not noticeable.
I know, but it was like just barely. It just barely came together.
Wow. That's okay. Still, big shout outs to Kylie.
Freaking amazing shout outs to
Spindrift
Kylie.
shout out to Kylie.
Kylie. Oh, hold on. Fuck. Kylie. This one's for you. I opened that can a full, 5 minutes before I was ready to, just for that bit.
That's what Spindrift means to us.
That's what comedy means to me.
All right. Should we get into it then? Now that everyone has listed their accomplishments for the week?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Okay. ERIN, you're first.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited about my obsession this week.
Okay.
My obsession is a concept album.
Okay.
And I am a full 3 years late to this party. But my obsession is Beyonce's Lemonade just got released to all the streaming services the other day. And it's absolutely incredible. And that is my obsession this week. Have y'all listened to Beyonce's Lemonade?
Yeah.
I honestly have not listened to the whole thing, I don't think.
What do you mean, Hannah? Yeah.
Like, everyone in the world has listened to it.
I haven't ever heard it before.
None of the... Now, this is not the same as
I haven't listened to the whole thing either.
This is not the same as the documentary that came out, right?
No, it's not. It's not.
I have like another just real upfront question for you. You asked before the show today, like earlier today, you messaged us and asked us if any of us were worried we were going to have the same obsession.
Yeah, because it was not on any streaming services before, except Tidal, which Beyonce and Jay-Z own together.
Okay, so you've been listening to it on Spotify.
Yes, yeah, it's been back into the, it's been trending again because of this. Like, that was, big news. That a full 3 years after its initial release, it was streaming on all the services, where it wasn't before. So... yeah, that's why I haven't heard it, because that's, the place where I listen to all my music is Spotify.
I see. So, now I'm with you.
Yep.
Wow, Beyonce's had a big week, because she also put out, a surprise live album to go along with her release of her Homecoming documentary on Netflix all this week. That was this week? That might have been last week.
Busy month.
Yeah, She's having a big time.
Yeah, she's having a big time.
She's having a moment.
She's definitely having a moment.
She's always having a moment. When is she not having a moment? That's what I want to know.
You're right.
Well, I guess I'll speak to those of you who haven't listened to it, even though Hannah's being salty about my never having listened to it.
Listen, 2/3 of this podcast have not listened to it.
Okay. Lemonade. Did not realize it was a concept album. And I didn't, look it up. I just was, listening to it, and I was like, this is amazing. And it sounds like a concept album. And it's basically, it's so amazing. It's such art. It's intensely personal. It's basically, a biographical. Basically, a biographical journey of like Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, which is
that's
insane.
Just wild. Because have you seen Jay-Z?
Yeah. Right. And there's basically like that's addressed in this album. It's basically like it goes through this really beautiful progression of like Pray You Catch Me is the first song, and it kind of starts in this like I'm feeling distant and I feel like there's something going on kind of like moment, and then it goes into Hold Up, which is the second song, which is like, okay, I know that you're cheating on me, and that is just intensely crazy.
And that's when she smashes the fire hydrant.
Right, exactly, which I have seen. And Don't Hurt Yourself then is the third song, and that's kind of like an intense anger phase. So it's kind of like, it's got this really beautiful like progression. So like Don't Hurt Yourself is like, she's super angry about it, and just like, the songwriting is amazing, and the emotion in it is incredible, and it's so personal and lovely. And then Sorry kind of goes into like, we're still angry, but like now instead of just like communicating hurt, we're also like Beyonce, we're seeing Beyonce like enact hurt also on, you know, and it's just like absolutely about Jay-Z. There's no, as I was listening to it, I was fuzzy on the details of like their personal lives, because it's not something I like necessarily track. So I wasn't even sure if like the affair thing was a rumor, and this was kind of like not necessarily related to it. But as I was like, it was cool to be in a position where I didn't know anything about this album, and I didn't know anything about the background of it, and kind of like discovering it all like by myself. And so, Sorry is kind of, that she's angry at Jay-Z for cheating, and she's just had her big, like, really anger expression in Don't Hurt Yourself, and Sorry is kind of like, I want to hurt you back a little bit. And so it's kind of, and I'm not sorry about it. And so it's got this really beautiful, like, kind of, I'm pulling away from you, and I'm not sorry. I'm doing what you deserve, and I'm not sorry about it. 6 Inch is like the next one, and it's kind of like this really cool song that's a little like gender fucky that I kind of like, because we see Beyonce kind of like singing in this really low voice in this like kind of a role that I feel like is more common for like men to sing, which is like 6 Inch is about basically a sex worker, a stripper, I believe, and she's kind of singing this like you know, oh, she walked in the room and it killed everybody, and that sort of like, so I kind of like that for that. And then I also wonder if that's not, we're seeing the mistress, or we're seeing the other woman. So we're kind of having this, you know, moment of, again, I haven't watched the music video, so it's probably all very clear, but it was fun to like have it in my head. So we're having this like, we're seeing the other woman moment. And then we go into Daddy Lessons, which is kind of like a departure from the direct narrative, I feel like, and has the Dixie Chicks on it, which is really fun. And it's a great song. It's got some great brass in it. It's got a really great vibe to it. And it's kind of like my daddy warned me about people like you kind of thing. And then we're kind of halfway through the album now, and we're going from this like suspicion to like certainty to anger to, you know, hurt back. And then we're kind of like dipping into this like really beautiful like reconciliation and healing into like Love Drought, which is like, you're killing me, like this is like terrible, you're killing me, and we can maybe heal this. And then Sandcastles, which is just a gorgeous song, which is kind of like, we build sandcastles that, you know, got washed away. Kind of about like how like he hurt her and then she hurt them back, and that was not the promise either of them had made, and that sometimes like the promises you make don't work out. And then it goes into this kind of like interstitial with James Blake called Forward. That's kind of like this, like, okay, let's drop all this history and kind of move forward together. And then it's into Freedom, which is a really great song. And then one of my favorite songs is All Night, which is this really, really gorgeous song about like missing each other and reconnection, but also like very much like, I need to earn your trust back sort of thing. And then Formation, of course, which is a really classic. Anyway, it's just a gorgeous album. All the songs are awesome. I've been listening to it nonstop for 2 days. Just didn't know what I was missing. Absolutely all of the songs have really amazing hooks and lyrics and like obviously vocal performance. because Beyonce is queen, and it's awesome. Give it a listen to. Give it like 15 million listens to. And I'm excited to watch all the music videos.
Yeah, and you know what? Going through them with you, describing all of them, I have to apologize again because I don't think there are videos for all of them. Some of those don't look familiar to me.
Oh, really?
Pray You Catch Me.
That's what I thought.
Don't hurt yourself. So it's just like, well, no, because some of them aren't videos. Yeah, no, like there's not a video for Don't Hurt Yourself. There's just, or for 6 Inch, because I don't think I've ever heard that. So I'm excited to listen to it.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. Cool. There's like 1, 2. Let me, also the video that, yeah, even Pray You Catch Me is not a video. I'm going to send you the playlist that like I got to from Beyonce's channel. So I think it has all the videos that exist, but it's not all of them. So there's definitely new stuff for me to listen to on here.
Cool.
Awesome. That's cool. A great obsession, Erin. I totally was completely wrong and stupid to shit on it. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Should we pop into bed?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't been super obsessed with anything lately, which I think also I said last week, but was also true last week, because I'm a busy boy. But I did. Last week was when I had us make a choice between 3, right?
Yep.
And one of them I teased as a potential future obsession.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that this week.
Nice. Is it a full-blown obsession, or is it still a potential?
It's not full-blown, but... So here, let me just tell a story of what happened. I was... Last week... The NBA playoffs are happening right now. And basically my obsession amounts to I've decided to become a Los Angeles Clippers fan. And we'll talk about why. I've never been a basketball fan before. Never really cared about it. I think because I never liked playing it personally. So I never got into watching other people play it either.
But you're so tall, it doesn't make any sense.
I heard that a lot all growing up also. But
just saying.
So last week, I think last Tuesday, the Clippers are currently playing the Golden State Warriors in the first round of the playoffs. And for anyone that doesn't know, the Golden State Warriors are the best team in basketball by a lot. They've won the past 2 championships, and a lot of people think that they shouldn't be allowed to have as many really good players as they currently do, because the NBA has actually stepped in before and stopped trades from happening when it would make a team too good. But they let the Golden State Warriors get how they are. Everyone in basketball, they're kind of like how the Yankees used to be in baseball, where they're just winning championships over and over again, and everyone hated the Yankees. Everyone still hates the Yankees, but they're not winning as much anymore. So everyone hates the Golden State Warriors. And the Clippers are the Lakers' underachieving little brother. The Lakers have the second most championships in basketball history, and the Clippers and the Lakers both play at the Staples Center. They're both from Los Angeles, but the Clippers have never won a championship. I don't think they've ever won I don't know if they've ever been to a championship. Maybe they have a couple times. But this year the Lakers were didn't even make the playoffs. We're just outside of it, and the Clippers did make it, and they're playing the Warriors in the first round. And on last Tuesday, they were down by 31 points in the third quarter against the Warriors and came back to win, which was fucking insane, because that's a huge comeback, and it's against the best team that you could play. And I like an underdog story like that, and I kind of feel being a Clippers fan is always that. They kind of seem they're always scrappy little underdogs that are trying to fight their way to the top. And that's not really I've never been a fan of a sports team that wasn't a Boston sports team, which historically have a lot of money and are usually pretty good. And so I just feel it would be an interesting, and because I have no attachment to basketball, never had any attachment to the Celtics, it felt kind of I could just choose a team if I wanted to be a basketball fan to latch onto, and felt I wanted to choose one that would be that wouldn't necessarily just win all the time, but would be fun to be a fan of, that a team that I like,
A team with heart.
Yeah, a team with heart. Like, they have a lot of young players and then, like, a couple, like, veterans that have been playing for a while that, like, lead them. You know, they're just they seem like a nice team. They have a lot of energy and heart. So I've decided that basketball is actually a good sport. Spread the news. Previously, I had said, I'm on the record as saying that baseball is the only good sport. I've decided basketball is also good. And I'll
have some banners made.
Yeah.
Banner, Michael.
Imagine if you could get Spindrift at a basketball game.
Do you think they have basketball flavored Spindrift?
I just tasted what that would taste like, though.
Like
rubber and sneakers.
But perfectly balanced.
Yeah, perfectly balanced rubber and sneakers.
Just the right amount of fizz.
Oh man, get out of Spindrift. You can buy that idea from us.
Yeah.
In addition to time on our show.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically it. As I've decided that basketball is good, and that I'm a Clippers fan.
When's basketball?
Winter.
Yeah, when's basketball?
When
it's a winter sport.
What about March Madness, though? Isn't that basketball?
Yeah. Inconsistencies.
Yeah, well, and the playoffs are right now, so it's long. But that's the other thing is that it's like the meat of the season is during the off season of baseball.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, so I'll always have a thing to watch.
It's like your baseball meat scrap.
Yes, precisely. And also, I needed another sports team to be a fan of because the Red Sox are beefing it so hard. And it got really exciting to be a fan of a team that just made like a historically good comeback against a really good team.
Mm.
And they almost beat them again a couple games later. Very exciting. I think they're playing right now. I'm not a very devoted fan yet.
Yeah,
I would
seriously.
know that if I was a good fan. Let's see.
So, Clippers
they're
are still playing.
They're starting I'll watch that after this. They're starting in like a few minutes.
You are a good fan. I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are there so many Los Angeles teams?
Yeah, good question.
Thank you.
Los Angeles, like sports teams or basketball teams?
Basketball specifically. I thought there could only be one. Why are there two?
There's
or more?
2 basketball teams and technically 2 baseball teams from LA. And 2 football teams.
That doesn't seem fair. How's the population? Isn't this voting rules? Like, you only get
No,
2 senators or something?
Like capitalism rules. You can just buy a team and move it wherever you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just anybody can have as many teams as they want. Like, I could get a team and put them in Durham. It could be like the Durham Clippers.
Yeah. You could. Sports teams move, well, not all the time, but they move a lot. Like the last one I remember is in the early 2000s, the Montreal Expos became the Washington Nationals because they were like running out of money and someone bought the team and moved it to DC.
Wow.
Isn't there one team that's like that recently moved and their name currently still makes no sense for where they are?
The Bingo Boppers?
In baseball?
Who are you thinking of?
Yeah, or basketball or different sports.
I know that the Chargers recently moved back to LA from San Diego like a couple years ago. And the Rams. Oh wait, that's weird. Both the LA football teams were in different cities like 2 years ago. The Rams were in St. Louis, and the Chargers were in San Diego. Now they're both in LA.
Well, you can buy them and put them anywhere you want.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
Speaking of the Durham Clippers, I have another 8 a.m. haircut.
But it's not your birthday.
No, it's not. I guess it'll be kind of like a memory of a birthday.
Oh, the Dodgers have a name kind of like that. Not that it made that much sense to begin with, but they're originally...
The Dingo Dodgers?
They're originally from Brooklyn, and their full name was the Trolley Dodgers, because they were, named after... Because people in Brooklyn had to, while they were walking through the streets, had to dodge all the trolleys, apparently, or some shit like that.
Yeah,
because there were so many trolleys.
Mm-hmm.
So so many trolleys.
Trolley la la la.
I was born in Brooklyn, and I was always dodging trolleys as an infant.
Yeah.
Until you were like 2.
Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta learn early if you're gonna be in Brooklyn, because we're known for that, dodging trolleys.
If you're gonna buy a baseball team, we gotta start early.
So, that's cool.
That's gonna be a nice way for you to spend your time. That's like a nice hobby, Ben.
Yeah.
And you could even go see them play courtside.
I could. It's very, basketball is very fast-paced compared to baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. They use different balls. Not a lot of people know
Yeah, they
that.
don't use a bat. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if they do, they probably get arrested.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be up to no good
Almost certainly.
if they've got a bat.
It's not in the regulations. Then it's called basketball, and it's a different, different game.
Ooh.
But it isn't called bats ball.
Bats ball.
It's called baseball. Basketball.
Bats basketball.
When you're right, you're right.
When you're right, you're right. That's what I'm saying. That's right.
But football is called football, but you don't use your feet.
You do use your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
What
field
about-
Yeah, you
goals and
gotta
extra
run around,
points.
Hannah.
I also
You gotta
run.
dodge those
But
trolleys.
soccer, you use your feet, but it's not called football in this country.
Oh, it's because this country is dumb.
It's called soccer, which isn't even a word.
Yeah. Is it because you're not supposed to wear shoes? That seems dangerous.
Who came up with the word soccer? I'm just Googling
Teddy-
soccer and hopes, too.
Teddy Roosevelt came up with it.
Really?
Really?
No, I made that up.
Oh my god. That's
Oh,
amazing.
God, us both. Holy
Wow.
shit.
Oh, can I tell you something that's fucked up, but it's just true?
Uh-huh.
Like,
You hate Teddy Roosevelt?
no. Tiny little lies like that said with confidence that convince people is so fucking funny for me to do. Like, I just love doing that. And, like, most of the time, I will tell the person right away that what I said was not true. So it's not like I'm trying to, like, actually pull one over on anyone. But just, like, that moment where, I don't know what it is. I just find it hilarious.
It was just like you said it with such like immediacy and confidence, and also like you would know. Like if Hannah had said that, I would be like, she's not a real soccer fan.
But Ben is a true
I'm
soccer
a
fan.
huge soccer.
Well, no,
I do. I have a lot of random
he's
facts.
more sporty.
I also have a lot of random
his
facts stored in my head.
Yeah, and his obsession this week is literally that he was, get into a sport that he previously didn't like. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like it's the Brits. This is really interesting because we in America call it soccer. The word soccer is believed to have originated in Britain some 200 years ago from Teddy Roosevelt. Oh my god, this is crazy.
When he was visiting Britain.
Holy fuck, you were right, Ben. It comes from the official name of the sport, Association Football. I'm still not tracking it.
Okay.
As other versions of the game evolved to use rugby football. Doesn't answer my
None
question.
of those words are soccer.
The word soccer came from the official name of the sport. Boopity boop.
Oh,
Like,
wait,
oh, yeah.
is it from association? Like the SOCC, or that's not SOCC, but SOC and association? So it was
A soccer.
association football.
Associate.
So they would like
Association
maybe
football
shorten
game
it
was
to like a soak
plausibly-
football.
Shortened to soccer. Apparently ending words in was a fad back then. So like association.
Huh.
I don't believe this. I believe Teddy Roosevelt more than I believe this article.
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
So sure.
Someone should call Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, we should call
Gonna
him.
have
Como, can you call Teddy Roosevelt?
Como, Engineer Como.
He's asleep on the job.
Wow.
Teddy.
That's
bud.
unbelievable.
Jeez, bud.
We couldn't do this without our producer Ian and our engineer Como.
That's it for Ben.
Gonna learn about baskets.
Yes.
Basket weaving?
Neat. Congratulations on finding that basketball is a good one.
Deciding. Arbiting.
Discovering.
No, I would like to think
deciding.
that it wasn't a good one until I decided it was. Not that I discovered that it was good.
It wasn't for announcing that it was good.
Yeah.
Great
I want to
job.
start spreading the good word of good basketball.
Good basket.
So, do you want your obsession to be becoming a Clippers fan or basketball is good?
Both.
Okay.
Doubling down. With essentially the same.
Clipping into Clippers.
Clippy Clippers, baby. Yeehaw.
Gotta clip
Is
Clippers, baby.
Is that what Clippers fans say? I don't know yet.
You better find out.
Yeah, you better.
Yeehaw.
Instead of like the foam number one finger, it's two fingers, and you can do a scissors with them.
You can do a scissors.
Clippers.
We probably have that.
Go Clips.
This is like the Vulcan salute, but for Clippers fans. Like,
No one can see what we're doing. Yeah, yeah.
Well, people understand two fingers made to look like scissors. I think it's pretty universally.
All right, listeners, so stick out your pointer finger and then stick out your second finger too and move them towards and away from each other. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Now you're with us. Bing, bang, boom.
Now you got it.
Zip, zap, zop.
Bing, bing, bing.
I didn't want our international listeners who count like thumb. Well, they do like one and then thumb is two.
So count to 3 and then take the 1 away.
That might be the 2. That might be their 2.
Oh.
I wish that our economy was Spindrift based.
Me too.
Just a bartering system on Spindrifts.
I'm going to quit my job and demand that my new employer pay me exclusively. 1 case a week, please.
That's so cheap.
Got yourself a deal.
Hannah, what's your obsession?
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Hannah.
Right. Okay. Mine, I'm actually also pretty late on, and it is kind of obscure. Well, I'm not late exactly. My obsession the last couple of days has been a comedian / actress named Patti Harrison.
Oh,
sounds
do you guys
familiar.
know her? So we watched the new Hulu show Shrill, which was really good. She, do you guys know what that's about?
I know Edie Bryant is in it.
Edie Bryant stars in it. I think it's based on a book.
I love her.
She's great. She's great in this and everything.
Oh my god. Do you know how I know Patti Harrison? Because I find her Twitter handle hilarious.
Yeah, her Twitter is Party Harderson.
Wow, that's amazing.
She's been on some of the Earwolf podcasts in recent history. She's in Shrill and she's hilarious. She's just like a side role as like the secretary of Edie Bryant's boss. But then they kind of she becomes like work buds with her. And so she's in like different like episodes of the show, and it's just very funny, like very weird and random in this way that I really appreciated just as a character. And it was sort of like, it must be what it would have been like to find out about Chelsea Peretti's like entire work, like body of work after you already were a fan of her character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because it like the weird, like bizarre, like comedy that this character did is like Patti Harrison's entire oeuvre is just like really strange, like make the randomest jokes, make people uncomfortable, like kind of like Tim and Eric absurdist type humor, which I'm like deeply into. So I've been watching her various videos on YouTube. There's like some that are stand up. There's a lot where she's reviewing various wild animals that are in a studio with her. And they're so funny. Yeah.
That's like, awesome.
I'll find a favorite and I'll definitely link to it. There's like a whole playlist of them. And Ian and I have been watching them and it's been cracking us both up a lot. There's one.
So funny.
There's one where there's a fox, forget what kind of fox it is.
Fennec fox?
Maybe. It's from Africa. It's got huge ears and it's really small.
Yeah, it's a fennec fox.
And it starts out with her, so she reviews them by saying like, this is a pro, this is a con. And the first thing she says about the fox is like, pro, this animal is a gun. And then she does like the cat gun thing, but with the fox. There's another one where she's reviewing a snake called a milk snake.
Was that a pro or a con?
That was a pro. There's another one where she's reviewing a snake, and like halfway through, she asks the animal handler Nick, who's in every video as well, and is very like straight man, like very like often doesn't crack a smile. You can't really tell whether he was asked to not laugh or if he just is like uncomfortable, because he's clearly like it's just his job to bring wild animals to places. He's not like a comedian. And there's another one where she's reviewing a snake, and she asks him why the snake keeps on licking her, and he's like, well, that's kind of like a dog, the way a dog sniffs to sort of figure out its surroundings. And for the rest of the video, she will only call the snake a dog. She's like, bro, this animal is a dog. Like, it goes down these weird rabbit holes. They're just very fun. They're from 2017. Like, they're on this YouTube channel that has like, they're some of the most viewed videos, and they have like 12,000 views. A lot of them only have like 4,000 or so. They have like they're like they haven't posted anything new in like a year. I think they're kind of defunct. And overall, the channel is kind of like confusing. It's just kind of all over the place. But all of the videos she's in are really hilarious, just because she's really funny. And that's a lot of what I've been able to find from her. So I'll post links to those. She has another show on there called Conversation Therapy, but the AT is in parentheses, and she is trans, and she interviews other like trans and non-binary people about but like in just a very absurdist way, where they talk about things like how to attract a cis lover, and then at the end she tries to turn them back to their cis glory. But it's always like something stupid, like putting a paper cup on their head, and it never works. It's just very like goofy and ridiculous.
I'm just like watching this video on Vogue.com, and she's like, thanks Vogue for voting me prettiest woman in the world. And she's like walking across the lawn and gets to a fence, and she walks right up to the fence and like pretends to keep walking, but is like stymied by the fence, and just keeps doing that for a while, and the video ends. It's so funny.
I haven't seen that one.
Here, it's the video in this article.
Oh my god. Okay.
She looks really funny.
She's very funny. She's like, also very funny on the show. I would also highly recommend Shrill. It's about a journalist who, I think she's supposed to be living in Seattle, maybe? No. Portland. She's supposed to be living in Portland. And she's played by Aidy Bryant. The book was written by someone who is like, has a similar body type to Aidy Bryant. And it was like a memoir of her experiences, I believe. I haven't read it. But like a lot of it is about, what it's like to be like a fat person in our culture, and what it's like to be a fat person who's posting content online, like whether or not it's about your weight. And like she has this troll that she's like constantly having to deal with, and then there's like a lot of other things going on in her life. It's very, very good. And yeah, Patti Harrison's extremely funny in it. What are you watching, Ben?
That video of her in the fence.
It's so funny.
Yeah, and she's been getting some press lately too, which is great. I hope she becomes even much more famous.
She seems great. I've heard Shrill is very good. I think our mother really likes it also.
So yeah, check out Shrill. That's a good introduction. Or you can check out these animal review videos from 2 years ago. They're also very good. And just like, I'll pretty much watch her do anything now. I just think she's like so funny. So I'm going to just go find all of her videos and watch them. And she has a podcast, which is extremely strange too. I actually was listening I listened to one episode of that, and it was like, now I'd like to revisit it, because I listened to it and I was like, I don't think this is the way to get into this person's work. I think I need to go like watch her videos and then come back to this. And I think now that I've done that, I think I could go back and kind of get into the vibe of it. Gotcha. But it's called A Woman's Smile, and it's like her and another woman, and they just are like kind of, they use a lot of sound effects and stuff to like create, it's like a potentially like mostly improvised sort of audio drama type audio producing. Like they went on a fake trip to France, like all this like weird stuff. I don't know. I would go back for more of that too, but not first.
It's like you have to let the shower warm up.
Yeah.
First,
yeah.
Before you hop in.
Mm-hmm. You got to know what you're getting into.
You know, the other day, I was about to shower, and I think Kylie was in the bathroom brushing her teeth or something, and I turned the shower on, and I didn't get in because I was waiting for it to warm up. And she, kind of gave me shit for not getting in the shower right away. And I was like, hello,
she's in the wrong here.
Wait for it to warm up.
Yeah.
What, did she get in a cold shower and just, wait for it to warm up, in the shower?
I think she was saying that, I was waiting longer than I needed to. I can get in when it's, not totally warm or something. And I was like, no.
I'm solidly Team Ben.
I take my time.
I'm gonna take away a Spindrift. From Kylie. That's a Spindrift
penalty.
Penalty.
Yep. Agreed.
That's absolutely no. I'll turn the shower on and brush my teeth. I'll wait an hour if I feel like I need it. Listen, I'm on well water. Okay, look. No, you let it warm up to the precise temperature that you want to take your entire shower at.
I agree.
And then you get in.
And if that takes some adjustments from outside the shower, you do that.
Absolutely. Then you do that. Yeah. Maybe you should just didn't want to look at your naked body anymore.
I wasn't naked yet.
That was me.
I was still wearing clothes.
Oh, maybe she wanted to see your naked body sooner. That's a compliment.
We
found it. Yeah.
Found it. Yeah. It didn't feel right the first time. I didn't like the feel of bad. I like the feel of okay.
I love the feel of good.
I love the feel of good.
Hey, bud.
Oh.
Here's a coma paw.
I'm notorious for liking this.
Should we do homework?
Yes.
Yes.
What's your homework, Erin?
Listen to Lemonade. It's now on all the streaming services. Just as of 2 days ago. I mean, it's just fresh. I mean, it's
fresh lemonade.
On streaming services. It's fresh lemonade. It's just really good. It's so good. I just been absolutely obsessed and really excited about it. That's all. My quest is found at EarnBurn on Twitter. My website is earnburn.com.
Oh, it's Ben.
Ben, what's your homework?
My homework is to spread the good word of good basketball. Basketball is now a good sport. And the Los Angeles Clippers are a good basketball team who will hopefully beat the Golden State Warriors again tonight. April date. April 24th.
Today,
April date. My Twitter is nicely proved Ben, and my Twitch is Disco Greg.
Wow.
Twitch.tv/Disco Greg speedy games.
It's for peanut butter.
Speedy peanut butter. Peanut butter.
Peanut buttering his way.
Peanut butter, teeny tubber.
To the top of the charts.
Here we go to the top of the charts.
Clippity clip, yeehaw!
Yeehaw, baby! Clip on. What is it?
Coupon, clip the coupons.
Is that it? We're done. End the podcast.
That's probably the chant that they do. Is clip the coupons. Clip the coupons.
The coupons.
No, not the end, because I also have to say my homework is go find the links we're going to post to the videos that we like and the articles we like about Patti Harrison, and then you can find out how funny she is. And
you can do that.
And also watch Shrill on Hulu. It's very good. And if you want to call us and tell us your obsession, you can leave us a voicemail at 774-326-0420. Blaze it! I hope everybody had a good 420 last week, and we told you to, so hopefully you did.
I PB'd on 420.
Hey!
Wow. What did I do on 420? The
fact that you're looking at your calendar means you definitely didn't get high.
I did not. I sure didn't.
What did
I didn't really. It was Strawberry Fest. It was great.
Yeah, you did Strawberry Fest.
I had some strawberries. I got high on strawberries.
Love strawberries.
Yeah. You should come to Strawberry Fest sometime.
Yeah. I recorded...
Top 5 fruits.
They're so great.
Yes,
Top
definitely.
3. I'm going to go top 3.
Yeah, agree. Top 2 for me, really.
I don't know if there's a fruit I like better than strawberry. I've been into mangoes lately.
Mango.
Mangoes are good.
Hey.
Mangoes are my top one.
Mangoes
I
are
actually
great.
think strawberries might be my top overall now that I think about it.
You should come to Strawberry Fest. We picked 214 pounds of
Oh
strawberries.
my god. That's awesome.
So, yeah, it was awesome.
Do they always all get eaten?
No, we had a little trouble this year. So Molly took some home to can.
Oh.
Nice.
So.
All right. You can find us on Twitter at WayTooBroadPod. You can find us on Instagram at WayTooBroad. You can listen to my podcast, So Dreamy, on wherever you're listening to this. It's about dreams. You can follow me on Twitter at Anthropology. I forgot to say all those things. And Instagram. You can also find any of the stuff that we said in this Jumbly homework section at WayTooBroad.com. All of our contact and all of the show notes and all that stuff. For anything you want. www.earnben.com for anything you need. If you had a good time, leave us a review on iTunes. We'll love you forever. We already do, but we'll love you even more. We'll give you a Spindrift shout out.
Forever.
And that's it. So the podcast candle is now extinguished.
Pepimbish. Clippity clip. Goodbye. We love you. Farewell. Adieu.
Auf Wiedersehen.